New this morning, a report in the Toronto Star suggests that police have a working theory in the murder case of billionaire couple Barry and Honey Sherman. The newspaper says that during a court hearing Wednesday, a member of the Toronto Police Homicide Unit told a judge that detectives, and this is a quote, have an idea what happened. Now, this is the first indication in 16 months that police are getting somewhere in the high-profile case. The Shermans were found strangled to death inside their Toronto mansion in December of 2017. The court was also told that police are expecting a high volume of electronic records within a week, and that at least one person they've been trying to speak to has refused to be interviewed. With more on this, I want to bring in the chief investigative reporter at the Star who is behind this story, Kevin Donovan. Good morning, Kevin. Glad you could be with us.
Happy to be here.
What more can you tell us about this working theory?
Well, we don't know that much. This came out during the Toronto Star's application to have well over 1,000 pages of search warrant and production order documents unsealed. And when I was asking questions of the police officer trying to find out what was in them, he came out with this, what to me was quite a astounding piece of new information, that they have a working theory and an idea of what went on. I pressed him and said, can you tell me, is there a suspect or a person of interest? And at that point, the judge cut him off because to reveal that would reveal information that is in the documents that are under seal. We also learned that there is at least one person that the police have been asking to speak to who has refused. Again, no details on that, but one speculation I have is that that is indeed a suspect, somebody they want to ask questions, who would have material information, perhaps be even the person involved, and that person's not speaking. And we also learned that there are a small number of people that the police simply cannot locate, and it appears they may have left the country.
Left the country. I was going to ask you about that. So do we have any sense, Kevin, how close they are to making an arrest or arrests?
Well, I don't have any sense on how close they are, but I can tell you this is the third time that I've been in court trying to get information unsealed. And the previous two times, the answers were completely different. In fact, I rarely got answers over the last two occasions, going back now a year and 4 months. This time it was different. I felt that the officer who was answering the questions was pleased with the progress and felt that there actually was progress. And this was an open court. And for him to say that, I think, was significant, that while an arrest might be not around the corner, they are certainly getting close. And now we've also heard from the chief homicide detective who oversees the case, Hank Adzinga, that they're now reviewing DNA and video surveillance footage that they have. And so I can also tell you that there's been very few interviews done over the last 6 months. In fact, I would say less than 5 people have been interviewed. All the interviews, 243 interviews, were done much earlier in the case. So now, just as somebody who's been around these sort of cases for a while, it looks like they're perhaps even putting a case together, going through everything and seeing if they have enough evidence to lay a charge. Who they're thinking of laying a charge against, I have no idea.
So, Kevin, did you get the sense then that police feel confident about where they are in the investigation, that these are solid leads? Because I think for a while the public was starting to believe that police were truly baffled, that they had hit dead ends at every turn in this case, and it may go unsolved.
Yeah, and that certainly is, in my reporting, that's what I felt up until this point. I can tell you that last September, some people were interviewed, and the people reported to me that the police said, we're at loose ends at this point. That was last September. So something has changed in the last 6 to 8 months, where they now have a theory of the case, which they didn't have before, and so they're moving ahead. Now, of course, it's possible that whatever batch of electronic information they're getting, which I speculate may be some cell phone records, something like that, or banking information, they may get that in a week, and it may be a dead end. But that's not the feeling I got from the detective who was in court on Wednesday.
As always, great reporting. Kevin Donovan, thank you so much. Kevin is the chief investigative reporter at the Toronto Star.